Hi, and welcome to my first video in this series of videos. This series should bring closer and clarify some of the more enigmatic, unique or hidden features of the Tyrell N6 synthesizer. The synth was developed by the Amazona.de online music magazine and the Yuhi software synthesizers and effects company, and it is now offered as a freebie. For the topic of this first video in the series, I've chosen a feature of the synth most of you have probably been looking for, and that's how to spread voices that are playing in unison. In order to follow along with this tutorial, you'll need basic understanding of this synth structure and how synthesizers work in general. The spreading of Tyrell's Unison Voices is achieved using a hidden parameter appearing only as a mod matrix target. Its name is VCA1pan and it's not listed in the standard mod matrix target selection menu. How do we find it then, you ask? The easiest and quickest way would be to browse through the presets and find one preset that has that parameter already selected. Reset all other parameters to their default position and select Stack Voice as a corresponding modulator for VCA1pan. What you'll end up with is a Tyrell in its initialized state, ready to give its voices some stereo width. You can even save that state as a preset. The amount of spread of voices across the stereo spectrum is controlled by the Stack Voice modulator. If the number of voices is 1, the modulator will just pan that one voice. The more negative the values are, the more to the left the sound will be positioned, and vice versa. If the number of voices is more than 1, the Stack Voice modulator will evenly spread all the voices across the stereo field. This time, the higher the modulator value is, the wider the stereo image will be. In this case, turning the knob counterclockwise will just invert the stereo image and, once again, spread it evenly. The Detune knob plays two different roles here. It'll fine-tune an entire patch up to 50 cents in both directions if only one voice is selected. On the other hand, if multiple voices are selected, the knob will detune them in both directions against each other. This is particularly effective if used together with VCA1pan, and it will give you the sound you've been looking for. If you plan on using this synth's unison and stereo spread features, you should keep a couple of things in mind. Tyrell's 8-voice polyphony would be the first one. It severely limits playing with more than one note at a time and more than one voice per note. Secondly, Tyrell's somewhat buggy note-stealing behavior makes this kind of playing almost impossible. Take a listen. Notice how notes keep jumping around. Note stealing clearly doesn't work well in this case. The less voices you utilize, the more prominent the problem becomes. On the other hand, if playing in unison is confined to the mono mode, there won't be any problems no matter how many voices per note are selected. That's it for this quick tip. Next time, we'll be taking a look at different modes of Tyrell's filter and its mix spread function. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to be notified when my next video comes out, please hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon next to it. See you soon!